All right, what up? What up? It's the All Grind Sports Show where we are politically incorrect here. I go by the name of JC, and I'm here with one of my brothers, man, that pulled up as usual. My guy, Isaiah Anthony.
What's going on? What's happening? Fuck Eminem. You know what's going on, man.
Per usual.
It's a weekly thing. You already know. I don't fuck with that.
And then my OG, my big dog, one of my mentors, Daryl Dunning, is in the building.
Yo, what's up, y'all?
So we got two of our regulars, man. But first I just wanted to thank y'all for tuning in the way y'all have been. Make sure y'all continue to like, comment, share, subscribe, and let's take this to the furthest extent. And with that being said, man, we're gonna talk about one of the biggest sports news of the century. Rest in peace to Bill Russell, the great man. Run down the resume real quick. I know y'all have heard me do my regular basketball slander in the past, but as a man and everything that he's brought in the game that I love so much, I can never, ever take nothing from Bill and what he's accomplished and what he's done. So I'm gonna run down the resume real quick before we share some of our thoughts. 11-time NBA champion, 5-time MVP, 12-time All-Star, 11 All-NBAs, 3 of them first team, 4-time rebounding champion, and the first player in NBA history to have his number retired by every single solitary team in the NBA.
Absolutely.
Bill Russell, ladies and gentlemen. And then I can go to the, that's the on the court stuff. He was far greater off the court, which says a lot. You know what I'm saying? From him, dealing with going to certain hotels with his NBA team and being segregated from his white teammates to, having restaurants that they go to when they traveling city to city, and he got to go through the back where trash cans at and split his food. Like, this is, what I'm saying, what the great Bill had to deal with, growing pains of coming up in a time of segregation while he was being the greatest player the NBA had seen up to that point. So with that being said, man, I'll let my boy Isaiah and Big Dog give their thoughts on that real quick, and we'll get more into the show.
Most of us thought Bill Russell would live to at least 100 years old, man. Like,
right.
That's first and foremost. He's lived a lot of life that only some of us could wish to see. As a Laker fan, a little bit of bad blood for Bill Russell. He took quite a few from Jerry West and Elgin Baylor.
Will too.
But as an overall fan of basketball, you can't mention the game of basketball without mentioning Bill Russell. He would have had numerous Finals MVPs, as you can see, because the award is named after him. So the man was a great influence on and off the court, like you said. He did plenty of civil rights things, just being a man amongst boys, in a sense, like the way that he carried himself, and he was somebody you looked up to. Like, he was the Jackie Robinson of basketball, in a sense, like playing in Boston with such a city that's known to be racist. Like, it's no secret. Baseball
most
players,
racist.
like baseball players have said this. Basketball players have said this. Football players have said that they've heard racist remarks from their fans. And for him to go in there and become the legend of legends in that city says a lot. So, and he even coached the team. What was it, like 1 or 2 years, and won the championship?
While he was playing, he was first player coach.
Yeah, so, man, we could go on forever and ever about Bill Russell and what he's done for the game of basketball. But rest in peace, Bill Russell, and thank you for all you've done for basketball. Thank you for all you've done for Black men in general. We appreciate you.
All right, go ahead, D.
So, yeah, man, I just appreciate the brother kind of for what he what he represented while he was in the limelight and afterwards. You know, they him and Cap and I believe not OJ. They couldn't get OJ to come. Cap, Jim Brown, and Bill Russell actually like showed up for Ali, man, when they was
1967, right? In the Cleveland.
Yeah. So that was really big back then.
Yeah.
So just more like that for him, you know, him being a Celtic and being known by Lakers all the time.
Right.
it kind of taints my view of him as a basketball player. I'll be like, you know, I find anything to kind of discredit what they did, but they, you know, man, they did what they did. It was pro basketball at the time.
Right.
And they, you know, that was the top league at the time, and they did what they did. So, great player coach, won a championship. Great player from McClymonds High School out here in the Bay Area. Shout out to the Bay Area. I got the San Francisco Golden Gate Bridge in the back right here.
Yeah, he went to USF.
That's one thing that messed me up, though. That was one thing that messed me up. I did not know. I didn't know he was from the Bay. All this time.
Yeah, Bay Area guy. So great guy. We gonna miss him, his wisdom or whatever. But rest in peace to the great one.
Yeah, and you know, as a Laker fan, I'm with y'all, man. It kind of like, you know, he always did have like that taintness on him just because he was a Celtic, just naturally as a Laker fan. But the respect you see from me to him today is me as a basketball fan. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, even though I'm a bigger Laker fan than basketball fan, D especially knows how much of a basketball fan I am. So that's still saying a lot. So the basketball fan in me has no choice but to give this type of reverence to somebody like Bill Russell when it comes to the NBA, because I truly believe in my heart of hearts the NBA, if it exists at all, would nowhere near be where it is right now if it wasn't for him.
Absolutely not.
Yeah. He had a lot to endure, and he did it with class.
Right.
And like
that could have been the wrong dude. You know what I mean?
yeah. Just like same situation with Jackie Robinson.
Josh Gibson probably was the better player, but Josh wouldn't have made it, man.
Yeah. Josh would have been out there. He had been ready to fight in a sense, and
somebody might have killed Josh out there.
Yeah. So it took a certain type of, not to say like those type of players would be wrong for wanting to fight back or anything like that, but it's just, you know, in that situation, you needed somebody who would turn the other cheek to progress the league, and
that is no disrespect to one of the first true two sport athletes, Mr. Jackie Robinson. So no disrespect, because Josh could not play football like you. Like Jackie could, but I think Josh hit the long ball. Yeah. So that was the difference. But you needed the whole package to make it through that the terrorism. I mean, let's be honest, man.
Yeah.
The terrorism that
absolutely.
Jackie endured, man. Yeah.
Yeah. It just took a certain type of person that you knew would be on their P's and Q's at all times, and that was Bill Russell. And I just can't say enough for what he's done for Black people and the sport of basketball in general. Like, he progressed it vastly forward. People will talk all they want to, saying they played against plumbers and things like that. It's just where the league was at the time. Basketball was a new sport. If we look back and took baseball players from back then to now, and I feel like it'd be the same thing. Like, the players now are stronger, faster, and things of that nature because they have the training, because they have the supplements, because they have all the money now compared to back then.
Yeah, and it's all relative, right? They're not playing against the guys now. They played against the guys then. And they were the elite athletes of the time. You know what I'm saying? So they're the same guy. They're the same people. It's just different time. These guys have access to much more, advanced training methods. The money is better. They start earlier. The whole thing. So, it's relative to the times. I'm not going to sit here and hate on the guys, on the guys that was good when they were good. When they were playing.
I always say you should judge a player by the era that they played in. If we sit up here and start comparing eras and things of that nature, then it gets all fuzzy.
Well, Isaiah, let's get into that part.
Okay.
I wasn't gonna do it, but Bill, the type of character Bill had, I got to do it in honor of him because I know y'all remember the NBA. I think it was what's that spit called when they get the awards or whatever. And he got his Lifetime Achievement Award, and he pointed at every single center we have in our top 10 and said, "I'd kick all y'all." Yeah. Quote. So that being said, man, where do y'all have Bill ranked on y'all all-time list?
I knew this was coming.
I got him number 3.
We got to, man. It ain't too soon. We got to, man. We got to lift.
Hey, I'm ready for you too. I'm ready for you.
Me personally, I got Bill number 3 all time. It's not because he just passed away. It's because, bro, he was a leader of leaders. He was a champion of champions. Like, I get the whole, he had an all-star squad, Boston Celtics, and yada, yada, this, yada, yada. Bro, the man was an elite athlete. Like, there are videos of this man jumping over his teammate to block a shot. You cannot sit here and have me believe with the training today, he wouldn't still at the very least be an elite defender like he was back then, an elite defender and rebounder. I feel like he
without question.
I feel like he didn't score nearly as much because he saw that his defense was much more valuable. He had other scorers on the team, such as John Havlicek and other players. You know what I'm saying?
D, where you got him?
So he could be as high as 3, man. But I'm looking at. I had this discussion with a friend of mine, but I'm gonna have to put him 7, 8. Let's just say 7.
So who's over him?
7.
You know what's funny?
Are we talking centers? We're talking about players
all
right?
time, everybody.
Players,
yeah, but you know what's funny?
Yeah.
People will find
7.
what you said to be quote unquote disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the crazy.
I'm just saying, if you look at the resume, who else besides MJ or maybe even Kareem has and LeBron has a resume like he does?
Well, here's it's not. But the thing is, when you do a list like that, it's not just about resume. People also go sometimes like, okay, who's better at this? Who's the better player? And then we take all that into account afterwards of like, okay, so now you got the accolades. Now he got this many times and not that many times. That's when all the subjective stuff comes in at. But I think, and I don't know the most about boxing, so don't kill me too much for this, D, because you probably do. But I think it's kind of like the same type of thing that happens with Ali. Like, from what I hear, yes, Ali is considered the GOAT consensusly, and it's like blasphemy to go against that. But people more so put Ali in the ranking that they put him because of the fight that he had outside of the ring, and it lifts up his case of like the type of man he is. So it's like you're the GOAT on and off outside of the ring. And I think Bill kind of had a case like that to where it's like you did so much for the sport. You did so much for Black people in general. You did so much for humanity in general that it put him, at a certain ranking. And it doesn't hurt that he got the most rings ever on top of that, something that people put a lot of emphasis on.
Let me ask you guys this, and I'm going to get to where I have him at. And just answer this straight organically. Don't think about it too much. Just the first thing to come to your mind. Matter of fact, just clear your mind about what we talk about and just listen to the question. When I say all-time Boston Celtic player, who do you think?
Bill
Russell
or Bird.
So which one is it, Jay? You said Isaiah say he thinks Russell. What would you say? You say
honestly,
Russell too?
Honestly, most of the. I mean, we were just talking about Bill, so that's what came. But honestly, I think Bird.
For me, it's Bird. So I can't put him over Bird in a top 10 situation if he's not the best Celtic, in my opinion. Which I know he's got the. I'm not talking resume. We're talking about individual
player.
Skills, and of course, awards won, of course. But I'm talking about in player skill and what it takes to combat what this particular player was bringing to the table at the time. And I don't think of him as the first Celtic. He's the second guy for me. So they go back to back in my rankings, probably at 6 and 7 of Bird and Bill.
Here's my thing with Bill, right? So people feel like I disrespect Bill, and I'm gonna drop a bomb on y'all real quick. So I don't have Bill Russell in my top 10. I don't. But the reason why I have him right on that outside of that is because of everything that we're mentioning, everything he contributed to the sport, the respect that I have to have for him as a player, all of that. That's what has.
Let's just talk about the 10th guy. Who's the 10th guy that you're saying? So you're saying Russell is 11?
I have Russell 11.
My nigga, there's no.
I have
way.
Russell 11, but that's only that's me. I feel having respect because there is nobody, no basketball player that y'all will watch average 14 points on 43%, and you're gonna tell me that guy is better than Shaq. You're gonna tell me that guy is better than Hakeem and Kareem and Kobe and Bird, and like there's no other player whose numbers are even close to being that small that y'all have ranked that high. There's no other player, literally.
So have to say,
we just gonna ignore that this man literally was averaging 20-something rebounds a game. If blocks were kept at that time, who knows how many blocks per game he would have averaged. And then also, this man, bro, he would dribble from baseline to baseline like a point guard. Like, y'all talk about Draymond Green like it's never been seen before. Bill Russell was doing that, bro. This man could have scored easily if he wanted to, bro. Like,
but you don't rank people or put people on Hall of Fame based on speculation. You can say, Ginobili, if Ginobili was by himself his whole career, he could have averaged 25 a game. But that's speculation. It didn't happen. So what are we going off of? What you did.
Nigga, we've seen his win or go home games. This man is damn near I think he is undefeated in win or go home games throughout his entire basketball career, not just NBA. We talking about college, high school, win or go home. He is undefeated, and you can go look at some.
Who's the 10th guy? Who's the 10th guy?
All right. So look, my like 8 through 10, and I haven't done this list in a while, but my 8 through 10 can fluctuate. It's between Duncan, it's between Shaq, and it's between Wilt.
Hold on. So
that's who I have in that.
You're gonna tell me Duncan is at 8, bro?
Yeah.
Duncan is at 8. Stop. JC, stop.
How was he not?
Stop, JC. Stop.
So Duncan, you got Duncan over Bird as a player?
I do not.
You got Duncan over Magic?
Hold on. You can make the argument that Duncan's over Magic and Bird. You can make that argument. I don't give a fuck about you walking away. You can make the argument. He has one of the greatest finals performances that we've ever seen. Are you serious? You talking about 03 Duncan? Come on now. Come on now. We talking about Tragic who got swept in the finals?
Nigga, on what
Who got
planet?
swept in the finals?
On what planet?
Magic.
You argue
Who got swept in the
Duncan
finals?
over Magic?
Magic.
They got swept by the first super team. They got swept by the first super team, and James Worthy leg was broke. So yeah, they lost. But that's because they had whooped Philly twice in 1980 and then 82. So Philly was fed up. They went all in on Moses Malone. So yeah, we got swept by a super team, but he went to 9 finals in his 12-year career, sir.
Really,
Okay.
really 11. Really
1
11.
5. 1 5.
Five
So,
of them and went like the argument
went for a triple-double with 40 points as a rookie in the finals, game 6 to close it out. Come on, Isaiah. You know better than that.
He's not close to Magic, bro.
He's not close.
You know better than that, Isaiah.
Hold on. No, this is the bullshit that we be talking about. Hold on now. You gonna say he's not close to Magic? Are you dead ass serious?
No.
Tim Duncan is not even in my top 10.
No, I got Duncan top 10.
Gosh. Oh
I got
my
him top
gosh.
10.
Y'all niggas is
No, I got Duncan top 10, but like I said, I fluctuate him between Shaq and Wilt. Like you could put that order however you want. I feel like they're a certain tier. You got Shaq, Wilt, and Duncan, and then before that, I got like Bird. I
think
Kobe.
you guys get caught up a little too much on the rings and shit. Juan.
I go mostly off
know.
of like who is better than this guy, and then I go to
So you're gonna tell me this man put up 24, 17, 5 and 5 in the finals, and he ain't even close to Magic.
I mean, Hakeem ain't put up numbers like that. I mean, what we talking
Hey,
about?
I ain't
You want
even
to talk about
got
somebody?
three.
Hold on, you
What
want to
are we
talk about
talking
somebody?
about right
Hold on. Let me finish. You want to talk about somebody who's winning? Duncan only lost once in the finals, only one time. And
Okay.
guess who? No, hold on. What are you
Toward the tail end of his career, he wasn't the guy.
Stop.
Duncan wasn't the guy toward the tail end of his career.
This is my turn, bro. What I'm saying is, this nigga lost one finals to what you call a super team, correct?
Correct.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. And then that very next
But
year,
but you act like Duncan was the guy in those series, though. Duncan wasn't going to win Finals MVP in that or 14. Duncan wasn't the guy by then. That was Tony. By that time, that was Tony Parker and an emerging Kawhi's team.
And
That's
then when they first start winning, there's an argument that David Robinson was the guy.
David Robinson was that nigga at that time.
But I ain't gonna do Timmy like that. I ain't gonna do.
Yeah, I got him over David
Robinson.
Robinson. I got him over Robinson.
I ain't gonna do Timmy like that. But Timmy's probably 11, 12 for me.
Look, we don't got enough time to do all of our top 10s, but I'll just say this: I have tiers. Okay, you got the Michael, Bron, Kareem tier. Then you got like the Magic. I feel like Hakeem is this high. This is a hot take, but I got
Hakeem's that high,
Hakeem up
but
there.
Duncan's not. Come on, bro.
Nah, I got
Get the fuck out.
Hakeem over Duncan as a player.
It shows you how subjective the thing is. But I think everybody has.
But what I'm saying, but all in all, between all of that, I'm not putting a guy who averaged 14 points on 43% in that era. You're not getting in my top 10. I'm sorry.
Whatever, bro.
Like, and if it wasn't for what you've accomplished toward the
me,
game,
man.
if it wasn't for what you accomplished towards the game and what you've done off the court and all of that, I wouldn't even have him as high as I do. That's my giving him.
Please stop.
My. And see, that right there is even more shocking.
Please stop. Just stop.
There's nobody else y'all
subject.
would give that much reverence to with that with
next
with
subject.
those numbers.
Next subject.
You're giving him reverence and got him at 12. Wow.
Next subject.
I got him at 11.
Next subject.
But to be fair though, I don't argue. Like if I see somebody has Bill Russell as the GOAT, if they got him 2, if they got him 3, I don't argue with them as if that's blasphemy. Like I don't.
You do. Yes, you do. I've seen you do it. Yes, you do. But it's okay. It's okay.
I talk spit. Don't get me wrong. I talk spit. But I don't act like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just Yeah, I don't act like they put you know, I don't know, insert who here, Marcus Camby. You know what I'm saying? I ain't like on that level.
Oh man!
Well, you know,
I'm not.
We'll have to have this conversation another time.
Right now, this is. I am shocked.
Shout out to Serena Williams. She announced that it'll be coming to an end soon. So, real simple question, D and Isaiah: is she the GOAT female athlete?
The GOAT female athlete.
You're just gonna skip the tennis question entirely.
Yeah, athlete.
I think tennis is just a foregone conclusion. Like,
I don't think so. But okay.
Who's better than her at tennis? Female tennis player.
I say I've been around a little longer than y'all, man. I seen some.
Hey man, you can't be using that for everything, man. YouTube. YouTube exists, nigga.
I know you guys aren't going and researching women's tennis though. But the Martina Navratilova is one person that comes into mind as far as Grand Slam wins. I would love to see, and I don't know right off top who has more. But GOAT athlete, yikes, over even track people, track women. Yeah. I mean, you know, she is perhaps the GOAT tennis player. Even though I said what I said.
Serena has 23 Grand Slam wins. Most
I knew this nigga was looking it up.
Martina has 18.
Oh, so is there anybody in between them? Or Serena is 5 ahead of everybody?
Steffi Graf is right behind her at 22.
See, and I saw Steffi's career and I saw Martina's career. But I'll say that. I will say, yeah, she is. Serena's the GOAT tennis, GOAT female athlete. I'm just trying to go through all of the track ladies that I remember.
Yeah, that's where it gets hard. Like when you say athlete.
If you got any woman that went back-to-back Olympiads and won gold medals, it's tough to say. That, you know,
I mean, it would be hard. It's even hard. People still having a debate if Jordan is the greatest athlete, and you know, we know what he's done. So I mean, it's not like an insult for y'all to think about it with Serena. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what.
But for the most part, there are no women that came back for multiple Olympics and did their thing, like winning multiple golds, or if you really think about it, there's not any of them that really did that. So, and Serena won gold medals. Yeah, man. Yeah, shit. I guess. With me thinking about it for that little 90 seconds or so. Yeah, shit. Yeah.
You agree, Isaiah, or it's too sticky for you?
It's a little bit sticky there because I'd have to go.
He's like, nigga, I need to look. Hold on.
Yeah, like
I'll say it with an asterisk too. So because if I do think about it more, and other women come to mind.
Yeah, because it's just
well, clearly it's not an easy consensus opinion. You know what I'm saying?
No. Even with male athletes, like you have to make the argument. Michael Phelps, you can make an argument for him being the greatest athlete of all time.
Female.
I know. I'm saying even with males, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's sticky as well. But
right. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like,
if I'm just thinking about it right now, I'm saying without question, top 5, and arguably yes, greatest female athlete of all time. I can see that. Definitely.
I mean, I've even heard this. I've heard this take from somebody your age, D. Greatest athlete, period. I've heard that argument. So that's why I didn't think it was so to ask about female.
Go that far.
All right, let's keep
go that far, buddy.
All right, let's keep it moving, man. So I'm sure y'all been keeping up with the Deshaun Watson case. So he got suspended for 6 games officially by the appointed, court Robinson lady, whatever her name is. That was supposed to be supplemented for Goodell being the judge, jury, and executioner. They sentenced him to 6 games for misconduct. And she said the most she can do based on the rules was 6 games. So Goodell decided after the backlash to basically become judge, jury, and executioner again by appointing somebody to give a more severe punishment to Deshaun Watson. So they're seeking an indefinite suspension for at least this season, plus a fine and potentially into next season if he doesn't seek some sort of quote unquote help. So I guess my question to y'all is, do y'all feel Goodell succeeds with getting what he's asking for?
Yeah. I mean, we've seen it. Does what he wants to do whenever he wants to do it, for whatever reason. From my understanding, he appointed the first person, if I'm not mistaken. And
well, it was something that the from the collective bargaining agreement with the Players Association and the NFL, they agreed to allow this person to.
So it was a joint choice.
Deshaun. So this is how punishments are supposed to go from now on. But Goodell, because of the backlash, decides like, well, I'm going to intervene and we're going to keep this going.
No, I know. I just thought
there was backlash.
Yeah.
What
about the game?
Have you been watching every other
because it made no sense that I'm just saying, if we gonna do something like this, like let's just say, okay,
I'm gonna get in trouble on this one.
You suspend Calvin.
I gave the disclaimer at the beginning. I said we politically incorrect, so have at it.
Sure are.
hold on, like I'm saying, so you suspend Calvin Ridley for the whole year for betting on games, betting on his team to win, even though he's not playing. You suspend Josh Gordon, Justin Blackmon, Darren Waller, and people like that for drug abuse. What you say is drug abuse, and most of the time it was marijuana. In Darren Waller's case, he'll tell you himself he was doing more than marijuana, and now that he's clean. But there's been players who gotten DUIs, killed people in DUIs, only got suspended a few games. But Deshaun Watson, who has rape allegations, not saying whether it happened or not.
Well, they weren't rape. They weren't. Let's be careful. They weren't rape allegations. Sexual assault allegations.
Nigga, same difference. Nigga,
it's not. No.
Oh,
that is not the same.
Okay. Let's do this then, nigga.
You're muted.
Forcing himself upon women, sexually forcing himself upon women. Okay, so like I said, I have no idea if the allegations were true or not. I wasn't in the room. I wasn't in the courtroom with the evidence presented before me. But at the end of the day, he was found not guilty. Mm-hmm. Correct. So I'm just saying, you can't really suspend him for a whole year on something he was found not guilty for. Like I said, once again, don't know whether the motherfucker did it or not. And that's between him, God, and the women that accused him of the sexual assault. But hey, I just don't feel like you can sit up here and suspend Calvin Ridley for a whole year, suspend these guys for marijuana for a whole year, and then have somebody who has sexual assault allegations for just 6 games. It's kind of insensitive in a sense. And I'm not saying he did it, not saying that he deserves a longer suspension, but if you're going to suspend those guys for that long, how do you sit up here and say, okay, Deshaun Watson gets 6 games? And then like D just said, like we were just saying, Roger Goodell wouldn't have done shit if he didn't get any backlash like how he was getting in Instagram comments and things of that nature. We've seen it before. There's been players who done beat women to a pulp and then playing 3 weeks later. Like, let's be for real. The NFL don't give a shit about what they players be having going on. Alvin Kamara got arrested this offseason. We don't see him getting any suspension. Like, they just don't make sense with their suspensions and how they go. You know what I'm saying? Like, it.
You muted, D.
Yeah, you muted, D.
there's a lot to unpack on this one, guys. First of all, these are all allegations. Like, no charges got filed against my man. Okay, this is just women what they said. That's first and foremost. Now, if we do a more direct comparison, we can bring in Robert Kraft getting caught soliciting in a brothel. Okay, we can bring up Ben Roethlisberger, okay, who locked the chick in the bathroom and assaulted her.
That was rape allegation.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. These guys did not. In Robert Kraft's case, he didn't get any time. I think Ben got 4 games or 6 games. Roger appoints the independent person. The independent person makes a ruling, and then he appeals the ruling. Now we got another thing working here, guys. Remember, I said on this podcast before, we'll go back a couple episodes. The commissioner works for the owners, okay? They are upset with the Haslams giving Deshaun that $200 million guaranteed, bro. Yep. So now they tell Roger, they call Roger without hassling them on the phone. You understand? They have a meeting, Zoom, without the Haslams in there, and say, "Hey, Roger, man. You know, make a point. Make these. You understand what I'm saying? Make a point about this whole thing. Suspend this guy saying that."
I was just talking to Gene the other day, and he said the same exact thing you just said, that he feels like it's the owners that are pissed off, not about the incident in itself. They're upset about that 230 guaranteed of him resetting the market. That's what they're
absolutely
not reset the market. Actually, unprecedented he did to where now agents are going to come with quarterbacks with similar numbers to Deshaun. Like, hey man, what the fuck, bro? My guy needs that deal.
Any top 10 quarterback or fringe top 10 quarterback is going to ask for 200 guaranteed.
Absolutely. Yep, and then or scaled it down accordingly. Like, okay, I'm not quite as good as Deshaun. Well, let me get 150.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
they're fucking. They are mad at that shit.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, his contract is the first in NFL history to be fully guaranteed like that.
It is. Yeah. It is. They are pissed. They're making an example. Deshaun is caught up in some real bullshit.
And not only that, it's $80 million higher than any other guaranteed contract in NFL history.
Yeah.
So I think we got that working.
So that all that being said, though, because we do got to move kind of quick. How do y'all think this unfolds? Do y'all think the NFL gets what they want, or do y'all think he just gets a little more games or stands as is?
Yeah, they're finna get what they want. Like, Rodgers gonna go find somebody else that he can appoint to the situation and say, all right, we need to suspend him for at least a year. And that's likely what will happen. Deshaun will try to appeal it, and I think it's a situation.
So but if he appeals, if I'm not mistaken, if he appeals, he's allowed to play while he's appealing, right? Because that's what happened with Brady in the deflate thing.
Yes,
right.
Yeah.
So does Goodell want him back on the field, or wouldn't it be better for him to just let this go and get this out of the media as quick as possible? Or does he want him playing and this still hovering? I
feel like Rodgers the one that prolonged it. It would if they would have just accepted the 6 games.
Or if they would have
this thing would be going away right now.
Or if they would have did something last year when he was already sitting out.
Yeah.
Hey, if they say, what if the PA and Deshaun's people turn around and say, all right, you want a year? We already gave you a year. So we're just gonna give you these 6 games.
He got paid though.
We'll give you the money back.
Yeah.
We'll get the money back.
That's a lot of money.
You can't just have a guy sit on the shelf 2 years. You can't have a guy sit down 2 full years and expect him to come back and be himself, at least for right away. You know what I mean? It'll take another year and a half.
And I was wondering why Deshaun was even fighting sitting out for this season, but I wasn't taking that into account. Like, wait a minute, he just sat out a full season, so that's why he's fighting.
Yeah, man.
Tonight, I don't think he played any games. That's why he wouldn't settle with the NFL, because I think they offered him 12, if I'm not mistaken. He could have just took 12 and been done with it. But now they're like, okay, well, you didn't take the 12. So now it's kind of like when you in court, you know what I'm saying? When you fighting the case and they give you a deal, but you're like, nah, F that deal. I'm gonna go to trial. Okay, now that we're going to trial, all right, watch what we hit you with. You know what I'm saying? When this trial is over. And that's
because Deflategate went all the way to trial, didn't it?
I'm talking about as far as like.
No, I know. I'm just saying. No, I know. I'm saying Deflategate because Brady kept appealing.
Oh yeah, that went to trial, but he could have kept going. He could have took it to Supreme, but he decided, like, you know what? Let me just take these 4 games and move on, and it worked out for him. He won the Super Bowl that year. So
yeah.
Speaking of Brady, Julio to the Bucs.
Man,
do y'all feel like that moves the needle at all?
Not really. Julio is up there in age, and he can't really stay healthy now. If he stays healthy the whole year, then we have a different.
But that doesn't change when somebody goes from a first or second option to a maybe 4th, 5th option. That doesn't make him a little more dangerous? Kind of like with Wiggins and the Warriors. He became a 4th, 5th option, so he became more dangerous.
That nigga would be 3rd option. Option.
On the Bucs?
Yes.
Think of it more like when Antonio Brown.
Wait. So you got Julio. They got Evans. They got Godwin. They got Gage. Somebody
Gage
else
is still not better than Julio.
Okay.
Julio would be 3rd option, but it don't move the needle that much. Like unless Julio gets back to his old self and is completely healthy, it don't move the needle that much.
I feel that it moves the needle. Definitely, you putting whenever you put 2 great players together, veteran or not, they're gonna, Julio and Tom are gonna know how to pace through that, and I'm sure Todd Bowles, being from the BA school of things, will work with the veterans in that aspect of not like overworking them. And the guy's a great player in the league, man. No matter even if he is on the decline. So I think it moves the needle. It is a little less significant than them signing Hakeem Nicks to play defensive tackle, which I don't think anybody has paid attention to. But it is significant.
Does OJ Howard break out this year, y'all feel?
We'll see. I mean, we've been waiting for him to break out forever. So
yeah, but then Grunt came and kind of, stunted that.
Don't care. Nigga need to tighten up. Like he has the potential.
He's gonna have to do it now.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
So next one, the anonymous. I say borderline. I ain't gonna say borderline. The anonymous, cowardly general managers who are speaking on black quarterbacks such as Murray, Mahomes, and Lamar Jackson. Going from street.
Who spoke on Mahomes?
You didn't see they said he plays street ball comment.
I mean,
like basically saying like he's not like, you know what I'm saying, like one of the, the module. he's not. I guess he's out there playing street ball.
I just feel like Mahomes doesn't get nearly as much flack as like a Lamar or.
But it's the good that he spoke up for the ones that do. You know what I'm saying? It took one time for him to do it, but we're not gonna act like there's not a thing against black quarterbacks.
I didn't
Lamar to go to receiver, bro.
I didn't say there wasn't. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about Mahomes receiving as much flack as Murray or Jackson or Hurts or even Deshaun. Because Mahomes already done won a Super Bowl and everything. So it's like, I mean, you came out the gate with 50 touchdowns. So like,
and they went to 2 straight Super Bowls.
Yeah, for them, like them saying he plays street ball. I don't really necessarily view that as like as negative as he's trying to make it out to be. You know what I'm
They
saying?
wouldn't say that about Josh Allen.
But Josh Allen don't sit up there and do nearly as much as Mahomes does. Like, if you watch Mahomes, you can make that face all you want to, but I watch this motherfucker.
I don't know.
I watch him tear us up 2 times.
Did you not watch that playoff game? Like,
did you not? You must.
They had a whole.
I watched Mahomes. Stop. I watch Mahomes at the very least twice a year, and even more than that because he's always on TV. Bro, some of the stuff that he be doing does look like street ball. That's just what it is, bro. Like, that's the only way you can describe it. He gets out the pocket, runs around, and then chucks it up deep to Tyreek.
So when Aaron Rodgers does that, that's street ball too?
How?
Right, Rodgers don't do that?
It's about how often he does it. Rodgers does not do it nearly as much as Mahomes does it. Hell, even Mahomes told us on Uninterrupted with LeBron at the shop, he was like, I didn't even know how to read defenses my first couple years in the NFL. So nigga was out there playing street ball in a sense. It wasn't a lie.
Not if he out, like, I don't know. There's a reason he people were already saying like he can potentially be the next GOAT because he wasn't run first, but he also had the accuracy. He had the long ball. Like he really didn't have many weaknesses other than.
I'm not getting that Mahomes is a bad QB. I'm not saying that at all. That's not what I'm getting at. But what he does, he's an improviser. If a play breaks down, he will find somebody to get the ball to and usually put it in a good spot for his man to catch the ball and make a play. We've seen him do it time and time again. The only way to describe some of the plays that he makes is like street ball when you was back with your homies playing on the street, sideline bust. All right? Like, hey, run something and I'll find you.
It's just the fact that they gave that to Mahomes and there was other. If you said that about other black quarterbacks, to me, that still ain't cool. But it's like you chose Mahomes out of all of them for street ball. Ain't no street ball niggas doing what Mahomes do. Ain't nobody throwing like that. You know what I'm saying? Like street ball.
More not saying it's street ball like what he be doing, but like even in the huddle, like him and Tyreek have said, okay, we drew something up in the huddle. Like it wasn't even a designed play. We drew it up in the huddle. That is street ball-esque. Like to grab the football and be like, all right, you gonna run here, then this, and then gone. Like, you know what I'm saying? We're not saying that he's on the level of street ball players, but what he does is street ball-esque. What was said about Lamar Jackson was beyond disrespectful. To say, I don't care if he won MVP like what 5 or 6 times or whatever. However,
I think it was more than that. I think it was like 10. Like
he said, he'll still never be a QB. That, bro, nah, bro. Start putting names on this shit, bro. Like, bro, you can't.
Or don't even say that they said it. If you ain't gonna say who punk ass said it, you know.
Well, they can't. Well, they, you know, they got the rule. You can't reveal the source because then you lose your source.
Yeah, but
well, you don't want to hear what the little punk ass dude that.
But I agree with y'all though. I've always hated that to where it's like, oh, a GM said or an executive said or certain players said. Like I've always hated that. But if that wasn't if they reveal who these people are, then they'll stop even, you know what I'm saying what they say to get their message out at all. And we'll never even know if it's to be speculated or not. So I get both sides of that.
Exactly. It's just real soft. Like you coming out saying that behind closed doors and saying, oh, don't put my name on it because I'm afraid of the backlash, but you're not afraid to say what you said. There's an opposite and equal reaction for every action. Right. That simple what am I looking for? Laws of physics or whatever.
It's physics. Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, my bad. I ain't been in school in a minute, but y'all sticking with me. Like, bro,
it's very simple. Yeah, physics.
Don't do an action and not expect a reaction to happen. Like you can't say that and then don't put my name on it because I'm afraid of what fans and what black people will say to me. No,
you get to say something about a specific person and nobody knows who you are, though.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
You didn't even get.
That's the epitome of being a bitch.
Thank you. Like, it was so bitch made for somebody to do that. Like, oh, Lamar can't even say nothing. The coaches can't.
Let's talk about Lamar, and for that matter, Jalen. Let's talk about their receiving core.
Exactly.
We really don't have to talk about Tyler.
Jalen had a bad receiving core?
Before A.J. Brown got there, yes, he did.
Devontae Smith.
I mean, he hasn't even played with him yet, though. Devontae, he was a rookie.
Thank you.
He's a rookie. Rookies don't just come in this league and do anything, bro.
He did.
The only one that you can
He may eventually be good. He may eventually be good, but he was a smallish, kind of a risk pick anyway. He wasn't can't miss. He wasn't Julio Jones getting drafted.
Right. Correct.
So, and then the dude Jalen Ringer was disappointing. He was underwhelming.
Who?
And then they traded Zach Ertz.
Hold on, who?
Right?
I said so. Watkins is trash too.
Nigga, get the fuck out of here. Watkins ain't even top 50.
I haven't made it to what Watkins?
The
receiver?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Thank you. Like, come on, bro. Like,
so then look at
Lamar.
Lamar's guys. Who are they? Marquise Brown. He's a little guy.
I agree with that.
All they got are tight ends. They got tight ends, and they run the pistol, and then they want to criticize him for running the ball. They run a bunch of misdirection stuff out of the pistol where they throw it to the tight end. They don't even have really good outside receivers, but they want to blame Lamar for not throwing the ball downfield.
It's just a simple fact of it's trying.
Kyler Murray throws the ball downfield and he runs it. It's just that DeAndre Hopkins has been hurt the last year or so.
Yeah, and like the thing with Lamar is it's not just a him problem. Like, it's always been the blueprint of Baltimore. We have a lockdown defense, a great run game, and maybe one or two pass catchers here and there. Not overly like Pro Bowlers or anything like that, but they're really good pass catchers that can make some clutch catches here and there, and that's how we win our Super Bowl. The Ravens have never had a Pro Bowl wide receiver. Never. Not with any quarterback that they've ever had. So this isn't just a Lamar issue. Like Marquise Hollywood Brown over there talking about I didn't like the system. Motherfucker, you didn't like catching the ball. The internet never forgets, bro. They made a whole montage of him dropping the ball that hit. I'm talking about hit him in the hands, in the chest, bro. And you gonna sit here and tell me that it's Lamar? It's a Lamar issue?
To the point where they ain't even paid him yet.
Thank you.
Shit is disrespectful.
This motherfucker won MVP.
Shit is disrespectful.
Do y'all think he gets paid before the season starts?
He should. He damn well should. They got this.
I don't do you suit up if you don't? Shit,
if the Ravens don't give it to him, I feel like somebody will though.
That shit. I'd be glad if the Raiders gave it to him. Shit. Fuck you mean?
There's 10 teams.
Y'all take Lamar right now?
Give it to him. Yes.
Will I take Lamar right now? Do you know how much more that automatically makes your offense?
Man, yes, we would, bro.
Bro, the OC in Baltimore really need to go, bro. Because you got to demand more out of him as a passer as well. Like, you cannot have him running the ball 15, 20 times a game.
That's all they do is run that pistol.
AD,
they got this man running triple option out there. Like, come on.
AD, real quick, is Carr like not as much as like the Jalen's and Tua's and Baker's, but is he kind of like on a prove it type of year as well? if he don't, you know what I'm saying, do something with this roster right here this year.
I'll say this: he needs to win a playoff game or two this year, man.
Correct.
Get into the playoffs, and
So even one game it's still questionable if you only get one game.
If he wins no playoff games, people are gonna be saying, let's find another guy.
Yeah.
If he wins one, they'll talk shit about him, but not enough to get him out of there. If he wins two, we'll be like, okay, this is the guy we thought he could be. Mm-hmm. And God forbid we win the whole thing, then he's established himself.
So if y'all for whatever reason, if y'all don't make playoffs or lose in the first round, he's gone, or they'll be calling for his head, is what you're saying.
Yeah, they'll be calling for his head.
If that happened, he better had a win out for the season, like week 5, 6.
Yeah, agreed. Like it had to.
That's the only way he can survive that. He got a season-ending injury in week 5 or 6. To where his play that he did have in those games didn't have anything on how the Raiders finished, didn't have any impact on how the Raiders finished, and therefore we didn't make the playoffs, and it's not his fault, so he can run it back. But if he makes the whole season, yes. If they don't make the playoffs, yeah, he is good as gone.
Yeah, I agree with D. Unless something like that or like something like 2016 happens where he gets his leg broken at the second game of the season, because
I just watched the playoff games and especially at the end there, Isaiah, and man, he got a little rushed.
Absolutely.
He got a little
whatchamacallit said, like Carson Palmer said, if Derek Carr plays QB like he did the first 3 to 4 weeks of the season, the Raiders have a chance at the Super Bowl. Like he was.
Hey, it was first and 10 at the 19, if I'm not mistaken, bro.
Mm-hmm.
And we couldn't get in there. So, hey, you know what? Who knows what happens if we knock those guys off right there?
Yeah, you never know. They could have made a run. Something crazy.
So this year, JC. This year, he has to stop being the guy that almost did it, and he's got to become the guy that did it, man.
Correct.
This year,
like I said, AFC Championship or bust.
Yeah. Only question is if it's gonna be in Vegas or Buffalo.
I ain't got time to slander that y'all on that, so I'll say that for next episode. But
don't worry, Tom Brady gonna get y'all this year.
But
he mad at y'all.
Yeah, we're gonna have our by the way, quick announcement. Our official NFL preview is next week, man. So make sure y'all tune in for that, because that's gonna be that's gonna be one of one.
What are we doing? We doing division picks and the whole thing?
We do all of that. Every single team that's in the NFL, we are going to speak about.
Let's do it.
But I need y'all thoughts on any standouts for y'all from the Hall of Fame class. Do y'all need me to run down the names, or y'all got anybody?
Yeah, I need you to run down the names.
Of course, we have something to say about the Hall of Fame class. It was 2 Raiders in that set.
So we got Brian Young, Richard Seymour, Sam Mills, Leroy Butler, Cliff Branch, Tony Bazzelli.
Cliffy.
That's all I have here.
Yeah,
players.
Rest in peace, Cliff. Wish they would have gave him his Hall of Fame while he was still alive. We need to really. The NFL's dropping the ball with that. Like some of the players.
That's 2 times. That's 2 Raiders they did like that.
Yeah, and it's like, come on, bro. Like you knew full well this man needed to be in the Hall of Fame. It's a good class, really good class. Shout out Richard Seymour. He was a force as well for us. Fortunately, we couldn't get him a ring. Good class. Shout out Tony Bazzelli. He did a lot for the Jacksonville community, me being from Jacksonville. So, really good class.
I feel the same way. Got a chance to see Leroy Butler's entire career. He was fantastic. And also me being a USC guy for most of my life, Big Boselli, I was a big fan of him coming out of SC as the first ever Jaguar drafted. And then of course the Raiders, man, we had Big Rich, and then posthumously the great Cliff Branch one of the best wide receivers in Raider history, top 3 in Raider history for certain. Should have been in the Hall of Fame with the other 2, Timmy and Fred Biletnikoff. But I'm glad he's there. His family got a chance to see it. His wife, held him down.
You're saying for what they did with the Raiders, right? Not Raiders that came and went.
Yeah, and also the ref dude that they called him the father of instant replay, Pat McAnally.
Oh yeah,
he was instrumental in growing the game. So shout out. It was a good class, man.
Alrighty, let's keep it rolling. So, I hate y'all niggas because I already know where y'all finna go right now. Kevin Durant apparently keeping this thing rolling, man. Apparently he went and reiterated that he wants a trade and that he's saying it's either me or Nash and what's his name? Sean Marks.
Marks.
You want to go first or should I?
I don't. Okay, let me say what I'm gonna say first because I know I'm gonna do enough defending. I don't even know where this is coming from. I don't know what exactly KD's problem is. None of that spit because he's been quiet. As far as I know, he's supposed to be best friends with Kyrie, but Kyrie's saying he all in, but KD apparently now wants to play possibly on Philly. I don't know what's going on with this dude because he's doing a lot of talking, but he's not talking about that. So I don't even know where this is coming from or if he's going to speak on it at some point. It's the whole situation is just completely weird to me. I understand him potentially wanting to leave because of everything that happened last year, but I don't understand the way he's doing it or why. Like, nigga, if you want a Nash going, you should have been. You know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that. I don't understand. So y'all could take it from here, and
Didn't he want Nash? Didn't he want Nash?
He did want Nash. Him and Kyrie wanted Nash.
Okay.
But apparently they were saying that they wanted Nash so they could do their own thing, not because they really wanted, not because of X's and O's.
Also, it came to bite them in the ass, and now it's all Steve Nash's fault. Okay. KD's fake. He's a bitch. He cries too much. Always running from the grind. Like, bruh, you had more than enough pieces in Brooklyn to at least make one finals appearance, bro. Like, you asked for James.
Here you go, bro. You starting already. What year did he have to where it was like that was his fault of why they didn't go nowhere? That last year was Kyrie was on that bullshit. The year before that, the nigga gave us one of the greatest. He gave us one of the greatest playoff series performances that we ever seen from any NBA player. So what are you talking about right now? See, I hate that y'all make me like I tell me this. I had a fan of the show tell me this. They think like I'm just like some crazy KD fanboy, but what it really is like y'all come with all these unbiased, unfair takes against KD as a player, and because I'm the only lonesome person in all of America who speaks on that spit, I look like the crazy KD weirdo fanboy because y'all just say a bunch of blanket false statements about that man as a player.
Blanket false statements. What's false? He ain't fake.
You're bringing up, what have you done since you've been in Brooklyn? Nigga, he missed the whole entire first year because of Achilles. Okay. The second year, you see what he did when he had no Kyrie and a hobbled James Harden who was there as a decoy, like I told you last time, who wasn't doing a damn thing, and he was a toenail away from going to the Eastern Conference Finals.
That's hilarious.
Against the team that ended up winning the championship.
That's hilarious.
So what is we talking about?
Yeah, but then you forgot.
So stay in Brooklyn and make it work out then.
Thank you.
I agree.
From the ground.
I agree with you. I agree with that.
From the ground like a bitch. That's what he's doing. He's running from the ground. He sounds like a hoe, always running from the ground. This nigga just had one of his worst playoff performances of all time this past season against the Celtics. Got his ass sunned by Jason Tatum and shit. And now hey man,
KD gets a pass for one bad series. You can't name another one. So
I don't give a rat's ass. He's running from the grind, just like he did in OKC when he choked away that 3-1.
How did he run from the grind in OKC? He wasn't finna win with Westbrook.
He was up 3-1.
He was not about to win with Westbrook.
He was up 3-1. He made
okay.
a.
Let's see if Westbrook gets a championship. I'll hear you out, bro. He's not. He wasn't going to win with Westbrook.
Ain't nobody trying to hear that shit. Nobody's trying to hear that shit.
He wasn't going to win with Westbrook. It's simple. Y'all sitting here, y'all killing Westbrook now because he playing with LeBron. Now Westbrook's the worst player in the world all of a sudden. But KD was supposed to stay with that and figure it out.
Because he had his worst season ever.
Thank you.
He had his worst season as a pro.
Are you trying to compare Russ now to 2016 Russ? Are you serious?
Come on now.
I mean, what did Russ just do last year on the Wizards? Y'all act like he was trash. That nigga damn near averaged a triple-double again. And took them. Did they end up making playoffs or damn near made playoffs?
But did he or did he not come here and miss layups?
Thank you. Nigga missing layups.
Thank you. So that's not our fault, bro. He had his worst year.
Nigga hit.
So of course we're talking about it.
He hit jump shots. Come on, be for real.
I hope he bounces back.
He's the same guy.
He's not going to be able to trade him.
I know y'all mess with Bron over KD by far, but can y'all be honest about something? Is LeBron not a more ball dominant player than Kevin Durant?
Yes.
Okay, so that fit is going to look different when KD's playing with Russell Westbrook than LeBron playing with Russell Westbrook. I don't think Westbrook is that much different than 2016.
Nigga, if you even look at the games when LeBron was off the court, my boy,
his numbers was crazy. I had him on my fantasy team. His numbers was crazy without LeBron. What are you talking about?
Stop, JC. Stop.
What are you talking?
I'm gonna need you to.
Who on your fantasy team? Westbrook?
Pull that up, Isaiah. You love pulling up numbers, my guy. Go pull that up. Westbrook numbers was far greater without LeBron than with him. Far greater.
He had his worst year statistically, and people, just looking at it visually, you can tell he didn't have a good year. So,
he didn't have a good year.
He hope he bounces back
because he was a bad fit. I don't know. Hopefully they figure that out. If not, he goes to another team where I don't think West is as bad as people are saying he is. I don't think he's going to win a championship, but I don't think he's a trash player either. So. As far as the trade talks go, there was a Boston and Brooklyn were, I guess, the most recent team to have trade talks about possibly getting KD. But apparently this is something that people missed. They said Robert Williams was an untouchable in that. What's your thoughts on that?
Robert Williams is an untouchable.
He was an untouchable. I don't know if they're saying that because they really feel he's untouchable or if they're trying to make it seem like he's untouchable, so they'll be more inclined to want to take him for KD. I don't know. I can't tell.
Robert Williams is the tall kid.
Dreads, great defensive player and all that. Yeah.
Hey, I think that could be real. That guy took up a lot of space out there, and they kept saying he was hurt.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, shit. I hate to see him healthy because he took up a lot of space out there, bro. It was hard to get around him. Yeah. And on the offensive glass, he is a juggernaut. So that shit might be real, bro.
Yeah.
Like we want him on the team with KD. You know what I'm saying? It's more of a thing like that than we don't want to trade him and have KD. That's not going to make sense for us. So we want him on the team with KD because he stood out in the finals to me in his limited minutes.
When he does that, I mean, that's really been the talk of his whole career the last 2-3 years. He's pretty much just been hurt, but when on the floor, like his defensive metrics is like through the roof. Like, I mean, there's not a team in the NBA that wouldn't take him right now. So
yeah, I agree.
He is a problem on defense and the glass, without question.
Agreed.
A problem.
And if he has the right type of player that can get him the ball, like like a Chris Paul type.
Oh yeah,
Luka
he gets up there and shit. So.
Yeah, like he'll get up there.
They got Brogdon now.
And they got Brogdon now, right? So we'll see what happens with them, man. We'll do our, that's for the NBA preview. We'll do that later.
Yeah, we're a couple months away from that.
Yeah.
The fact that
it's almost football time, man. If I'm not mistaken, it's some preseason games today, actually.
Yeah, we got 1 month officially to the season start.
Hey, and guess who's setting it off, baby? Champs, baby, setting it off.
Yeah, we don't care.
Yes, like I said,
sir. Tom Brady finna wash that championship champagne right out y'all mouth.
It sound good, but Tom Brady ain't beat the Rams not once since he been on the Bucs, nigga. Stop that.
Yeah, all right.
Hey, Isaiah, and when we whoop their ass, after that, they gonna be like, okay, the Raiders is for real. Because we plan on coming out here in our stadium, in our nice new stadium. You notice I'm saying our, because it's gonna be more Raiders around.
And the same thing's gonna happen to y'all that happened to the Niners, who it was their stadium. I love this. I hope they black out. I hope they black out that whole spit just to lose.
Just find a nice package deal for some tickets so we can all.
I just called my boy. He talking about he want to see it on TV. I can't even plan to him.
I do, man. I want to watch it on TV. I got to see everything.
If Isaiah, if you still with it, we can. I got a plan that we can get some good tickets.
All right. Just get the air matches.
Hey, listen. But
I would rather both of y'all be right next to me though when it happens. Because I was thinking about pulling up on this nigga.
a better game is if we go to the Monday night national championship game in college this year. It is, well, I should say next year, January. It is at SoFi. I believe it's like January 9th. Yeah.
Okay.
I definitely would be down to go to that.
Them tickets gonna be like the Super Bowl though, probably. That's so fun.
They gonna be up there. Hey, but you got till January to save for it.
Man, if they keep these gas prices going down, man, maybe I got some.
Because I really want to see that Ram game, man. I got to be able to see everything that happens.
Yeah, you trying to assess.
Yes.
You trying to assess.
I gotta know.
You trying to act like we ain't no threat. You trying to assess what we looking like, sir.
All right, we could go out there and tailgate. We could go out there and tailgate. Somebody get a generator. We can get a TV and we can tailgate.
They got tailgating. That's so fine. That's the kind of we gentrified, bro. We not like Atlanta and you know what I'm saying, in Detroit and them type of cities.
There you go, man.
Do they tailgate at SoFi?
I don't even know.
They tailgate at every NFL stadium.
No, I know when they was at SC, when we was at SC, I know they had some form of tailgating around there. I haven't really.
Oh yeah, Coliseum they tailgate for sure. Yeah. And I know in Vegas they tailgate for sure.
Oh yeah, heck yeah, boy. I'm going out.
But LA, I'm sure they do.
I'm going out there with a box of Coronas, looking for the first Hispanic people I see.
Oh, that should be really.
I know that I done been to too many Caucasian restaurants out here that ain't got no seasoning. So I need to be with the Hispanics right now, bro. I know that they food hitting. Every Hispanic spot I've been to out here hitting. So,
what's y'all thoughts on the Mitchell situation? Apparently, New York trying to make something happen. Lakers were potentially a third team to get involved to try to move Russell Westbrook. But what do y'all think about the Mitchell situation? Apparently they want to trade him, but they're like asking for a lot to trade him. They don't want win now stuff, but they want like a bunch of future draft high draft picks and or certain young pieces that would be around in the future. Like they're looking for stuff like that. So what's your thoughts on that? Like if Mitchell goes to the Knicks, what y'all think that does or anything?
Like I said, look what they got for Gobert. So I wouldn't be surprised at them wanting more for Mitchell, who's younger and more of an offensive threat. I just don't understand why the Knicks would be going for him because
nigga, why not? Nigga, what you mean?
Their defense.
The Knicks need Jesus, nigga.
That's my whole point. Getting Mitchell ain't finna change nothing, bro.
I would say shout out to Utah for knowing when to go ahead and get off of some shit that wasn't going to work.
They should have did it before that. They was late to me.
But they could have waited another year.
Right.
Really,
there's a lot of teams that are overweighted. I remember Washington did that with John Wall. Portland currently is doing it.
The other thing is they know that the Salt Lake market is going to stay with them no matter what. So they got that market in Salt Lake, even if they just hover around 500 or so. The market in Salt Lake will never desert them.
To me, that's the worst.
Like
to me, that's the worst position to be in the NBA. To where you're in a situation where you're in that like 5 seed to 10 seed every single year, sometimes maybe even 4 or 3 seed, but you don't have.
And that's
like,
where
but you know good and damn well you're not going to be a contender. Like remember what the Grizzlies were going through. Remember what Portland was going through. It's like you're in that realm, but it's like you're not like one piece away from a championship, but you're also not one piece away from going down the lottery. It's like the worst.
Like everyone knows at the start of the season that you're going to make the playoffs, and everybody knows that you're not going to win.
You're not going to do anything, right? But they also, it's like it would be better to go in knowing like, okay, this is a lottery year. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least there's some direction. You know what I'm saying? From that.
I applaud you for trying to restart the thing and try to maybe build some organically with a bunch of young folk.
Because Mitchell's been in the league, what, 3 or 4 years now?
You said who?
This might be his 5th year, I think.
Okay, so if this is Mitchell's 5th year, I think they took the right amount of time to like see if we can make something shake. Rookie year is like you don't expect him. I mean, he did more than what they expected his rookie year and second year. And then the third.
I think that's what it is. I think because they overachieved in his rookie year, that's probably why they gave him a couple more years.
Exactly. So I don't think they took too long. I feel like they were just right on time with blowing it up. They say, okay, obviously we can't break that ceiling of like at most 4th or 5th seed, like you said. And let's just go ahead and blow it up and then try to get some draft picks. So they're not wrong for wanting a lot in return for their young star. It makes sense. I mean, what the kid's like only, 23, 24 at most? Mm-hmm. So, he's got a lot of basketball left.
24.
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't feel like they're
wrong. Luka is the official 2023 MVP favorite. And it seems like every year since his rookie year, he's been the favorite. What's y'all thoughts on that? Do y'all agree?
It's not a bad choice. He's one of the few stars playing without like another genuine bona fide star. You know what I'm saying? Steph is also a good choice, but he has a really great team around him. My boy Jokic is another good choice. Embiid,
that is a terrible choice.
Yeah, you're hating.
You got enough fake ones as it is.
Let me finish. Let me finish. Anyways, Embiid's a good choice, but now he has Harden. LeBron is usually always in there, but he's playing with AD and Russ now. So, Luka is – I'm not saying he's the only one by himself. Like, he doesn't have any other players, but, like, he's really the only lone superstar.
I mean, and he just lost Brunson, so how that works.
So, I can see Luka being a favorite. I mean, he should always be a favorite. Dude's a walking damn near triple-double. He averages, 28.
I could definitely see him being a favorite. He's been pretty durable. People expect him to make it through the entire season.
That's an underrated aspect of his game. He's been
so I don't disagree with that. But we had a whole discussion on here about him coming off of the point too. So if he did that, would he still have the same numbers?
Right. But I mean, they're not going to do it. But they're not going to do it right now.
Yeah, I don't think he comes off the point this year. At the very least, not especially
unless during the middle of the season they make some trade happen or something. Maybe somebody has a buyout.
Yeah, I would have liked to see him with DeJounte
because they would have. Yeah, and that's effed up. They're talking about Westbrook getting a buyout. So damn, what if he ends up going to Dallas?
Oh no!
Dang.
Oh no, that ain't gonna work, bro. Like I said,
if they buy Westbrook out, he's going to New York City, baby.
Yeah.
Like the Knicks just do shit because remember they just do random shit. They don't really like think the shit out. They just be like, Westbrook, this guy, he's gonna go to Hall of Fame. Let's get him. So they'll do it. He'll be a Knick within 48 hours of him getting bought out. I guarantee you.
All right, man. Let's move to the MLB talk. Isaiah, you mentioned Juan Soto, the Juan Soto trade, right?
Yeah, Juan Soto went to the Padres. How do you feel about that?
Who owns those guys now? I mean, Jesus Christ, who are these people? They went big. The Drury, Brandon Drury is having a fantastic year, bro. He's on my fantasy team. They got Juan Soto also at the deadline. Padres are they right there at the wild card right now. Padres are obviously all in, bro. But the Dodgers are fucking red hot.
Yes, sir.
10 in a row. 10 in a row right now, baby.
We're 8-0 with since we got Joey Gallo from the Yankees. A lot of people felt like he fell off. He just hit his first home run with the Dodgers. Dodgers had the best record in MLB.
They ain't catching the Dodgers, bro. So they're going to be the wild card.
I will say that the four teams, like the four strong houses, the one that has surprised me the most is the Mets. The Mets have stood the test of this season. Usually they start out really.
So you mean you're surprised they didn't fizzle out?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
like I said, they usually start the season like first 20 games, they'll be like 15-5, and then like the next 40, they'll go 10-30, and then the next 40 after that, like 20-20, and then just lose out the rest of the season.
The Mets for some reason. The Mets for some reason. I want to see if you guys agree. MLB is better when the Mets have a good team. I don't.
Yeah, I agree. Both New York teams.
To me, it just seems like that.
It's crazy because the Yankees are starting to burn out a little bit here at the end. The end here, they have not been that great this past 20-25 games, But the Mets they've been consistent, like really, really consistent, and it's surprising. It's refreshing because right now, like obviously, I want Dodgers to win the World Series. I think they'll win the World Series, but there's four teams with 70+ wins right now at this point in the season. You got the Dodgers, the Mets, the Astros, and the Yankees. They're all good ball clubs. Like you don't win 70
games. Right, that's going to be the final four right there. I'm glad you said that because that's what I feel. We haven't even made it to September yet. This is a bold prediction, but I like Houston, New York versus LA and New York to see who goes to the big fall classic, man. Obviously my odds and heart is with the Dodgers.
Yeah, absolutely, without question. Even with players getting hurt, and they just finding ways to win.
We'll get Bueller back coming down the stretch in September.
Dustin May back here soon.
So
during his rehab, he has been throwing some nasty shit across that plate, boy. So I'm excited to have him back. I would say the team that I'm most worried about is probably the Mets right now. They got a fantastic pitching staff, and I ain't gonna lie, I miss Max because man, boy, when he was with us, oh gosh, boy, if we could have had a few more arms that year and Kershaw didn't get hurt and stuff. I think.
What year?
Last year when he was with us.
Scherzer.
Yeah, Scherzer. Yeah. So, what'd you think about Ohtani? Like the Angels taking calls on Ohtani, seeing what they could get.
What place are the Angels in? I mean, you have this perennial all-star, this greatest thing since Babe Ruth guy. Let's check our value. This value on this guy. Yeah. Kick the tires around the league, see if we can unload this guy on somebody for a nice haul. Because let's face it, man, the Angels just cannot pitch, bro.
Yeah.
They can't.
Outside of Ohtani, they can't, bro.
Get some pitching. So if they can trade him for like 2 or 3 pitchers, I'd do it.
Yeah, and it's sad because, like you said,
they'll trade Trout too.
Yeah. I was just about to say Trout's career has been, if you will, like what we see as
Trout deserves to go somewhere and contend.
Yeah, I would love to have him out there in center field or left field and in the real
they talk too much about us. We beat every name in the book if we traded for Mikey Trout. We damn near traded for Soto. They was already talking shit about us.
Y'all know that's my boy Norman Squad. He was saying that if he would have stuck around last time, he was gonna ask y'all what the hell is going on with his team. But his
the Nationals, the Angels. Oh man, yeah. I heard at the home run derby that the fans was chanting "Future Dodger" to Juan Soto.
Yeah.
So the Padres was real. I heard they came through real aggressive on that thing and got him. They
gave a big haul for Soto. Like I'm not mad at the Nationals for
what pitcher did they get? They got a pitcher as well, didn't they?
Hold on, I can look up the details of the trade.
While you looking up that, I can tell you about the kid Brandon Drury, who's having a fantastic season. He's one of those guys in fantasy baseball where he plays second, third, shortstop, outfield. So he's always in the lineup, and he's having his best year. They got him from Cincinnati, so that was a great pickup for them.
So they got Harlan Susana, I think that's how you pronounce it, and Mackenzie Gore, two pitchers that were classified
reliever.
Be ready. I think I'm just not sure what position they play. Because I don't pay attention to Padres. Fuck the Padres. I don't care how many players they get. They still not hanging with our stuff. We just piss excellence out there in LA. So you know how it goes. Even with Juan Soto, we swept their ass. So that was good.
We did. That was a statement series as well.
Well, yeah. That to me said, because like with baseball, I don't feel like you have to have like all this chemistry like with basketball and football, you know what I'm saying? Because like, okay, you can just insert a player into the lineup and he'll rack up hits and shit. Like, what's gonna happen.
You know what that was saying? Isaiah was saying, after you're done with your playing game later on this fall, this is what the fuck you got waiting on you, okay? Yeah. So have fun with your playing game. Because essentially the playoff, the wild card game, JC, is like the NBA play-in, basically.
Baseball had that first. That's kind of where the NBA derived that from, right?
Yeah. So after your play-in, guys, San Diego, this is what you got in store for you.
Yeah, basically. I'm excited for the MLB playoffs to come up. Because like I said, my Dodgers are pissing excellence right now. Like they have
shout out to Miggy, Miguel Cabrera, 3,000 hits.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Don't want to go without recognizing that huge accomplishment of 3,000 hits for Miguel. And it's been a cool baseball season, bro. I don't know if you guys watch any baseball, but it's been some fairly good baseball. Baseball came back with a vengeance, and they needed it. So it'd be nothing better than to end it off with a nice LA, New York World Series. And it doesn't matter if it's the Mets or the Yankees. The Yankees would be a little bit more intense, but we would have to play the Mets in the playoffs to go to the World Series.
Yeah, we would have to play them in the NLCS if we play.
We'd love to beat both of them.
That would be absolutely great. Like you said, if we were able to play both.
That would put us in and out of New York for about a month straight. You know what I'm saying? One down in Flushing, the other over in the Bronx.
Yes, sir.
The hotel would probably be in Manhattan. You know what I'm saying? So that would be a good thing. But it's only August, only like halfway, not even halfway August. So a ton of baseball left to be played.
We got a lot more games left to go. I think we got at least 30, 40 more to go.
So there are no regular season games in October, so they go all the way to September, man. So we're at the 11th of August. 40 games or so.
Okay, that's what I thought, about 30, 40 games. So we'll check back next episode and see what's happening with the MLB. But right now, The Dodgers are reigning supreme, and we loving it.
Yeah, so I guess we'll go NFL preview, and then the next one will probably be pennant race. After that, I would imagine. Once we get into September,
we'll have our baseball playoff run. We've had one NFL playoff run. We've had a NFL playoff run. So it's y'all turn, man.
And we had an NBA one. We had NBA too. So that was cool too.
That's what I'm saying. We had NFL, then we had NBA, and then now it's baseball. So
it's a good place to start because baseball is the stattiest of stats.
Yeah, I've heard that with baseball, like, you know how they say, like, with basketball and the football, niggas be quick to be like, oh, numbers don't tell the full story. Sometimes in baseball, that's exactly what.
Yeah. Yeah, with baseball, like with baseball, it tells 95+% of the story. Like,
I am a huge on base plus slugging guy.
Yes.
You know, I grew up as a traditional batting average guy, but then I came to understand that batting average didn't really take into account to how many times a guy walks. Walking is a skill, bro. Knowing what's a strike and what's not a strike, and pitchers being scared to throw you strikes is a thing that you should be rewarded for. So that is on base percentage. Slugging percentage is balls or times you got on base more than a single. So a double, a triple, or a home run. So when you add the on base percentage plus slugging, that really gives you a good gauge of where a guy is at. And anything in the sevens on up is pretty good.
Yeah.
As a reference point, you had Barry Bonds go 1,000.
Yeah, that shit was insane.
3 years in a row, if I'm not mistaken. He went 1,000.
Yeah, like you said, getting walks is a skill. Like, I'm sure
absolutely.
you play baseball, D. I play baseball. So, working the pitcher.
You don't want to be up there hacking away. You know, make the guy throw strikes, man.
Yeah, like make him throw strikes. Get foul tips. Like getting foul tips is a skill. If you can't get a good, nice swing, what's the word? Get the barrel on the ball, then get it fouled away. Yeah. Because the more you
live to see another pitch,
he only has so many pitches that he can throw. Even if he has 5, he only got so many. So you done see them all at this point, and that's
so. If you make him throw 6, pitches, chances are that 6th one is going to be one you like. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So,
yeah. So that's one thing that most of the teams who win a lot of games do very well. Get a decent amount of walks. Have the highest pitches per at bat. So yeah.
All right, y'all.
Barry Bonds, man.
We got episode 18 in the books, man. Officially, we was on the time
18.
today.
Wow.
We got it all in. Yeah, 18 of them, man. Your first one was probably what, like 4th or 5th or something like that. If that
it was definitely single digits.
It was up there. Yeah, we on 18 of them, man. We gonna be on 20 soon. Milestone. We gonna have to do something.
Right.
Man.
Yeah, 20. Yeah, 20. We got to do something.
Yeah. Man. Appreciate my brother for pulling up. Man.
Everybody get some champagne for episode.
Well, 20. I'm out of sparkling cider, bro. I don't drink. You feel me? But
oh man,
I'll have my sparkling.
It's all good.
That's good.
But yeah, man, appreciate y'all for pulling up. Thank y'all for tuning in the way y'all have been and getting us to this point. Make sure y'all like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's take this to the furthest extent. I go by the name of JC, and that's pretty much it, man. We'll see y'all next week with the NFL preview, so we could talk about the Super Bowl champs going back to back.
Don't nobody want to hear that bullshit.
I don't know about that.
Go Rams.
Y'all talking about
all that.
Devontae Swing. I think that's gonna be the name of my fantasy team.